Hello everyone, I am so excited that you're tuning in today. Today we're going to talk about allowing yourself to rest. This is such an important topic, especially as the feminine woman. We as feminine women, we need to prioritize resting. Because only when we're truly rested and regenerated and we feel good, we're truly in our feminine energy. If we're always in doing mode and we're exhausted, we're not in our feminine, joyful, excited, energetic, beautiful energy. We feel depleted, we feel empty, we feel exhausted, we feel emotionally drained. That is exactly the opposite of the shining, magnificent, beautiful light that we have within ourselves. So that's why this topic is so important. Let me start with a story. So I used to feel so burned out, so exhausted, so stressed, and constantly. And this was because I was living in survival mode. And when you're living in survival mode, your nervous system is completely out of control. It's not regulated, and a lot of things seem like a danger to you. So you're constantly running away from a lion, basically. So the mail could be a danger. Driving in a car could be a danger. Whatever is coming up for you, like a small problem, it could activate like your emergency mode because you're already in this activated state. So when you're in this mode, even cleaning is so much more exhausting when you do it in a rested and relaxed mode. Everything becomes exhausting because you're exhausted. On the opposite, when you feel rested, when you feel regenerated, when you sleep good, when you eat good, when your diet is clean, when you're working out, when you're doing fitness, things feel so easy because you're at ease, your body is at ease, you're healthy. The same amount of work you can do in survival mode, maybe in 5 hours, you can do in 2 hours. Because you're so much more relaxed, you're so much more at ease, you're happier, you have more creative abilities because your energy is not all taken away from your brain and from your creative functions to focus on survival mode and surviving, because some things just aren't important when you're trying to survive. Decorating your home, making things beautiful, things like that, which are feminine qualities, are not important in survival mode. And survival mode is like basic needs getting met in order to survive. And everything seems so urgent, so you feel impatient because it has to get done, otherwise you feel like you're dying. So when you get out of the survival mode, and you do this by regulating your nervous system, first of all, get out of the situation. If it's like an abusive situation, get out of it, and then regulate your nervous system, release blocked emotion, journal, cry, foster intimate connections with other people. And then you will realize, even though you are in a safe environment and everything might be good now, your body is still addicted to stress. In the book, Break the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Spencer is writing how we can get addicted to stress. We love stress, we love pain, we love guilt, we love suffering. And because when you were in survival mode, you were so used to being stressed, exhausted, feeling guilty, feeling overwhelmed, even though the situation you are right now does not require these emotions, you're so used to them. And stress became your new normal. So what we can do now is normalize being rested, normalize being relaxed, normalize having fun, normalize having things go easy for you. And if you used to feel always guilty and you used to feel always stressed and you feel guilty when you rest, your brain, those neural pathways that you have that are so used to feeling guilty when you rest. How many of you, especially as like young entrepreneurs, have or had the feeling of, when I rest, I feel guilty. I should work. I see the other men working in business. They're like bam, 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 bam. I see other people like working all the time. Why do I like deserve to rest this much? But you will realize that when you rest and you come with a full rested, charged battery, things get to be so much easier. Things in business get to be so much easier. The way you communicate, the way you show up, everything is just so much easier when you're rested. And I think let's go deeper into the topic of resting and guilt. So when I used to rest, I feel so guilty. I was so scared that people are going to come at me and say that I'm lazy, that I'm not doing enough, and why do I allow myself to rest? And I was so used to, since my early childhood, to always do something. So I was always very active, and I really connected my self-worth to the way I perform, and to my worthiness was linked to the output that I was creating. And the thing is, in order to truly rest, you need to feel worthy. So my mentor once told me, because I told her, with somebody who's close to me, she's always stressed and like exhausted, and she was like, a person who truly loves herself isn't always exhausted and stressed. And I was like, how can you say that? And I was like, I didn't understand what she was saying. But looking back, the higher or the lower your self-worth and your self-love is, the more stressed and exhausted you probably are, because of your lack of boundaries. So when you are not feeling worthy of having boundaries and saying no, and somebody asked me, hey, can you help me move today? And I know Saturday is my rest day, so I'm resting on Saturday, and I can't say no, then I don't have my rest day anymore, because now I'm helping somebody to move. Also, if my self-worth is very low, and I think they might like me more if I help them, if I do a lot for them. If I do this, if I do this, if I do this, if I do this, guess what? I'm going to be exhausted and burned out. So the lower your self-worth is, the more exhausted you are, due to your lack of boundaries, due to your lack of ability to say no. You need to show and prove that you're worthy, that you're lovable, that you're good enough through doing. So you're doing and doing and doing in order to prove that to other people. But actually, the real thing you want to do is prove it to yourself, because you don't believe you're worthy. You don't believe you're good enough. Like, and I don't want to say like you. I'm just saying this to myself, because I felt like this so many times, and sometimes I still find myself, I just did that because I wanted them to like me, and now I choose to stop doing that, and I assume that I am worthy of love and that people love me for who I am, and then I switch and I stop doing whatever I did, and then I journal and I write down what came up. The same is for thinking that I have to work in order to be loved. This is a huge thing. So you see, if you have beliefs like that, I have to work in order to be loved. Bam! This one belief can go from rested queen to like exhausted, burned out, stressed woman. Because if you don't believe you're worthy of love without having to do anything, so unconditionally, you always need to perform. You always need to do something. That would mean when you're doing nothing, you're unlovable and nobody loves and cares about you. I hope you guys are seeing now the connection between self-worth, self-love, and restedness, and feeling regenerated. So, and then there are some people, yeah, that's so easy to say, but I have so many to-dos. I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have like this, and this. And there's so many things that I have to do, and I just don't have the time to rest. I feel worthy of resting, but I just don't have the time. Have you seen my calendar? And then I'm like, who's doing a calendar? Who's doing that? Who's scheduling all these meetings? Who's doing all of this? This so often has to do with just a lack of boundaries. A lack of boundaries and an inability to manage your time and energy wisely. So I think we're all aware of like managing our money wisely. That's an important skill. Managing our time wisely. That's an important skill. But also managing our energy. And that is also an important skill. And let me drink something. And for so long, I was not used to this term, like managing your energy. But energy management is planning ahead to rest. So for me, I have one day in the week where is my self-care day. I don't shop there. I don't do laundry there. I don't do any household work besides maybe cooking, because I have fun cooking. But if not, then I'm just gonna have something prepared already or eat out or whatever, if I don't feel like it. Where I do, I don't know, a massage, just do anything that is good for me, where I journal, where I take a bath, where I go for walks, where I do, I don't know, a long stretching session, something that feels so good to me. And before I started it, I felt guilty for doing like one day, a whole day. I'm not doing it in a few hours, a whole day. I'm just doing nothing. I mean, I'm doing things, but I'm only doing things that feel so good and so pleasurable and that make me so much fun. And I don't know, sometimes I meet with friends, but only when I really want to. And I just do things that I love to do, and I'm excited for this day. So now you see, if I feel guilty for doing this whole day nothing, I wouldn't be able to rest as much. If I felt unworthy of like feeling so good and feeling so much pleasure and just feeling so much relaxation in my life, I wouldn't be able to do this consistently. If I would feel guilty to spend money on myself, I wouldn't be able to do this. I mean, you can just be at home and do nothing, but not to the extent that I'm trying to show you that it's possible and that it's fun and that it's cool. And what else? Now I kind of lost my point. Yes, and if I would think that I am not loved anymore because I am not doing enough, because I am not being productive enough, I think this is a huge thing, especially for businesswomen. The feeling of I'm not productive enough. Actually, resting is such a productive thing. I had this feeling of working is the most productive thing I can do. Sleeping is a very productive thing I can do as well. Those days of, I don't know, you have to hustle the whole night in order to be successful, I don't believe in it. And for me, it's a big success if I'm really rested, if my health is looking good, if my skin is looking good, if my body is doing good. And it's not doing good if I'm only sleeping 4 hours a night. I need 8 to 9 hours rest, like sleep, proper sleep every day. And I make sure that I get this and I prioritize getting it. And I think this is such a beautiful and feminine quality, to be able to rest and then just wake up and feel good and look good and your energy is high. Because when you're only sleeping like a few hours a day, like I don't know, 5. Some people are like, I don't need more than 6 hours of sleep. I don't believe in it. I believe 8 hours are good. For me, I prefer 9 hours. But those people are like, I have 5 hours, it's okay for me. 4 hours is okay for me. I don't know. I read the book Sleep. I don't know the author right now. But when I read the book, I was like, so many people are saying so many things, and it doesn't make it better just because a lot of people are saying bullshit. Yes. So I believe sleep is a very important thing and shouldn't be sacrificed. And so is resting, especially for the feminine. I don't know how it feels for a man, but I know that for me as a woman, and what I have seen in other women, is that rest is so important, and they are more productive when they're rested. When I'm rested, I can do in 1 hour what I would need 3 hours to do when I'm exhausted and tired and don't have any fun doing it. And I think this is a new way of seeing business, a new way of seeing making money, a new way of just being a woman in general, to do less, rest more, have fun, and enjoy whatever you're doing. And enjoy whatever you're doing. Yeah. And look at all these beliefs, what you have about resting. So for me, I was like, I always sabotage going to bed early. I don't know if any one of you has a problem, please write it in the comments. Do you know this moment where you're at home, you have done everything you wanted to do, and you have the opportunity to go to bed like early, and then you find, oh, maybe I should clean this, maybe I should do this on my phone, maybe I should call this person, and then it's late again. It's late, and you're like, tomorrow I'm gonna sleep early. This week I'm gonna sleep early, and you never do it. And I was like, I need to schedule it more. I need to do this. I need to do this. And this is a masculine way of trying to achieve goals. And for me as a woman, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't. So what I tried is do more. Have a clear routine for going to bed. Set a schedule that I start my evening routine at 6 p.m. That I'm going to say no to everyone who asks me if I have time after 6 p.m. to call, meet up, whatever. And it never worked. I did all of this. And sometimes it worked a little bit, but it didn't feel good. And then I did my inner work around it. So what I did is I wrote down everything I believe about resting. When I rest, I feel guilty. When I rest, I feel ashamed. When I rest, I don't feel good enough. When I rest, I think I don't deserve it. If I rest, I feel like I'm unworthy of whatever I want. I feel like in order to be successful, I need to stay up and work the whole night. Like beliefs, all of these crazy beliefs. Because, I don't know, we have all seen these videos where people are like, I built my first business and it became successful and I worked all night and I sacrificed my sleep. And then you see like these people in front of their laptop and their eyes is like this. And then you connected it, hey, in order to be successful, I need to stay up late. I need to work the whole night. I need to wake up at 4:30. I need to do this and do this and do this and do this. And I need to struggle and I need to be exhausted and in order to make it. These were the beliefs that I had. And then I was like, no, I rather would like to rest. and sleep, because I like to sleep. And I feel so good when I'm sleeping. And I enjoy to sleep and I have fun sleeping and I love it and I'm excited about it. And everything is just so much better when I'm sleeping early. Because then some people are like, I slept 9 hours. Yes, you slept 9 hours from 1 a.m. to like 9 or like 10 a.m. And this is not the same as going to bed at like 9 p.m. or like 10 p.m. So I like to sleep at 9 p.m., but it always gets like 9:30, sometimes 10. But like 9 or 9:30 is like my prime time. I love it. This is like really good. And I'm really good at doing this right now. So the last weeks, it's been really good. But it's not the same. It's not the same sleep. And not the same quality of sleep. So I wrote down all of these beliefs and I felt it in my nervous system and I released those beliefs and I was like, I'm worthy of resting. And I told myself this the whole time. And then I released and I shook my body for like emotions that were still stored in my body, and I needed to release them, and then I needed to let go of these patterns that were stored in my nervous system. I need to let go of these programs and the programming I had, and I wanted to install a different program. And the program is I'm rested, I'm relaxed, I'm happy, I am enjoying, I'm worthy of resting, I feel good when I rest, I deserve to rest, it's safe to rest. This was a big thing. Because if you're in survival mode, it doesn't feel safe to rest. So I needed to train my body. Hey, it's safe to rest. It's safe to rest. Nothing is going to happen to you if you rest right now. Because when you're in survival mode and you believe an emergency is happening all the time and a predator is behind you and you're in danger, you don't have time to sit and relax and do nothing. You're like, you need to get on track in order to survive. You don't have time for resting. So when you train your body, hey, you're safe. You're safe. It's safe to rest. Then you're naturally going to rest more. And I don't need the strict evening routines. I have evening routines, but they're fun, they're flowy. I do it naturally. It's not at 6 p.m. I have to schedule going to bed and blah, 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 blah. And I naturally am resting, and I'm resting a lot. Like, I would say the past month or like the past weeks has been like my era of just learning to rest and rest more and expand my ability to rest. Because I would say you have a container of resting. So some people, they're able to rest this little, and their container is like too small for resting. Even if they have nothing to do, they're stressed. I was like this. I had nothing to do and I was still stressed. I was like, I have nothing to do, but I'm still stressed. Why? And then you can expand this container where you train your body and your nervous system and your brain and rewire your beliefs and your neural pathways and expand your ability to rest and become a rested woman. And even when a lot of things are happening around you, your body is still programmed to rest. And this is so cool, and it feels so good, and I love it. Like, it transformed my life, it made my life so much better, and my abilities to be creative, to have fun, to enjoy, to create things is so much higher because my energy levels are so much higher because I'm rested, I sleep good, I eat well, I work out, I have amazing people around me, and this all starts with your self-worth and your ability to rest. And this is so cool, and this is why I opened up this YouTube channel, is in order to help women to raise their self-worth, raise their self-love, be more in their feminine energy, because this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love. And if you want to have a one-on-one coaching session with me, then you can book a session in the bio, or write me an email. I am so excited to work with you. Whatever is your topic, if you say, hey, I need help, like I can't rest, please help me, guide me through it, then I'm here. If you're like, yes, I think it's because I feel guilty, I need to release guilt, I need to want to raise my self-worth, then we can do that. And if you say, hey, I need to love myself more, I realize I'm sabotaging myself all the time, then we can work on that as well. So I'm so excited to hear from you, and I wish you all the best. Have a great day, enjoy the day, and rest. Bye bye, much love, Naomi.